Hi, thanks for joining Craft with Kathie. Just wanted to take the mystery out of heat setting. When you use our ink on fabric or on ceramics or anything that needs to be heat set to be permanent, you have a couple options. You can use an iron, an oven, or a heat press. For fabric, you would choose an iron or a heat press. And really no mystery at all. First thing you have to do is, if you're using one of our ink mats, is remove it, because the heat from either an iron or a heat press will melt this. So you want to take out the ink mat. Woo, that's a lot more sticky than I thought it would be. And you need a piece of parchment paper. Goodness, that I have actually just torn. Fix this, not the best, but it'll do. And you want to put the parchment paper over your ink side. So what I'm going to do with this is straighten out my shirt first. I'm going to be using a heat press just because, for me, it's probably safer than an iron. Oh, really? That sounds terrible. I've been known to scorch just about everything. Oh, back in the days when women wore polyester pants, I can remember getting dressed, getting ready for work one morning, and I was in a big hurry, and I had to, I think, press my Levi bend-overs were the name of them or whatever, but they were kind of like little dressy pants for work anyway. I'm ironing, and they just melted. It's like, oh no, what do you do with that? So that's my reason behind a heat press, but if you're a little bit more careful, you could very well use an iron. So you want to cover up the ink with a piece of parchment paper, and you could reuse your parchment paper over and over again. If you are using an iron, you want to select the setting appropriate for the fabric that you're ironing. And you want to iron it for 4 minutes, moving constantly over the inked area. And then you turn your garment inside out, put the parchment on the inside or the backing of the ink, and do the same thing. The appropriate setting for your fabric, 4 minutes with your iron, keep moving it. The heat press I have set for this fabric, and there are many different heat presses out there. This is mine, and I'm putting it over the surface. I have it set for 30 seconds. This heat press only needs 30 seconds, and I generally move it a little bit anyway. And there's many different sizes of heat presses. This is a large one, I think the largest for this brand. But anyway, in 30 seconds, it'll be done. I have it set at 305, which according to the instructions for this particular brand is appropriate for this fabric. It'll ding when it's done. I'm going to remove it and put it back on its base so I don't burn anything. Take my parchment paper off. Turn my shirt inside and inside out. Didn't this turn out absolutely adorable, by the way? And see, you could see that the ink came through the fabric a teeny bit when I was inking. That's why I had the ink mat there to hold my fabric and my shirt in place, but also so that it doesn't come through and hit the reverse, the back side of the shirt. So I just want to get this nice and smoothed out. Got a couple little wrinkles here. Put my put my parchment paper back down. And lay my heat press on it once again. And set my timer for the 30 seconds. So if you were using an iron, once again, you would be ironing this, constantly moving your iron around for 4 minutes. And this will heat set the ink. So there's really no mystery involved. You could use whatever method works for you. Most people have an iron, so I think that's what I originally started with. Okay, that's my 30 seconds. And voila, I'm done. Now this ink is permanent. One other little suggestion. If you're inking on a dark fabric, like this is navy, when you choose your ink color, you want to make sure that it's going to show up. And with this, I went with, I think, an almond and a gold shimmer. And this shows up pretty well. If I was going with a darker color, maybe a red or a purple or something like that, I might want to consider putting 2 layers on to make it pop a little bit more. With this, I didn't need to, but if that was the case, I would heat set it. Wait, obviously wait until your ink is totally dried. Heat set it. Don't forget using your parchment paper. And then when I'm done heat setting it, reposition the transfer and put another layer of ink and then repeat the heat setting. That's pretty much all there is. Any questions, please comment below. I'm happy to answer them. Thanks for watching. See you soon.